All right, so we are going to talk about commas. All right, so there are several different times when it's necessary for us to use commas. Commas are a punctuation mark that looks like this. Gonna do one on both sides, even though that doesn't look very symmetrical. It's fine. So a comma looks like this, and there are several different times when we need to use a comma, and we need to remember all of these different scenarios. So one of them is listing in a series. Okay, so when we are listing something, we would say, for example, I like basketball, volleyball, and dance. Okay, so if those are my things that I'm listing, so when you're listing something, you're naming several different things. Okay, so I need to separate those things with commas. So I'm going to underline all of the things that I like. Okay, so actually I'm going to do that with another color. So basketball, volleyball, and dance are the three things, right? So I need to separate those three things with commas. I'm not going to put a comma before I start listing, but I'm going to put it after each item, okay? And then I have a period on the end right here, so I don't need another comma there. All right, so that's our first scenario, is when we list things in a series. Do a little bubble around that guy. Okay. Another option is when we are writing a date. Okay, when we're writing a date. So when we're writing a date, we would say Monday, March 1st, 2020. Okay? I don't think March 1st actually happened on a Monday. I think it was a Thursday because that was my birthday. So, but that's okay. So when we are writing a date, our comma goes after the day. If there happen to be a day, sometimes we just see a date like this, right? But sometimes we see it with the day of the week. So we would put it after the day of the week and after the day of the month, okay? I don't put it after the month or after the year. It only goes, so if I just had this right here, it would just be March 1st, comma, 2020. But if you have the day of the week in there too, you need to put a comma after the day of the week. All right. Another option is in addresses. Addresses. All right. So when I'm writing an address, I would say, Mr. Morton, right? And then I would say his address, 1234 Sunny Avenue. And then I would say Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, I wrote it in the wrong color. I was supposed to write that in orange. Oh, well, that's okay. Fort Worth, Texas, 76116. Okay, so I need to separate my city and state with a comma, and I need to separate, if I have the zip code here, I can also separate that with a comma as well. So when you have an address, city, comma, state, right? Also, when you are addressing someone in a letter, right? So letter openings and closings. Openings and closings. Okay, so if I was saying, Dear Sarah, right? If that's how I was starting my letter, after I write Dear Sarah, I need to put a comma, and then I would start writing my letter down here. Right? And then at the end of the letter, I would say something like, your friend, or sincerely, or love, Kendall. Okay? And when you have the closing of the letter, before you write your name, you have a comma. So however you're ending the letter, whether it's your friend or sincerely or love or chat soon or talk to you later. Then you have your name. You do your comma before you have your name. We also have commas sometimes whenever we are talking about the sequence of something. So when we say first, next, then, after that, we always have a comma after those transition words as well. All right, so we'll actually add that in here right here. Transition words. Okay, so if you're talking about the sequence of something, if you're telling a story and you have words like first, next, finally, okay, all of those guys need a comma after them. All right, just like that. Thanks for watching.